Good morning everyone. I'm delighted to be invited to provide a keynote speech to this important event which focuses on a very serious topic that has implications for our young people today. Firstly, I would like to offer a big thank you to the YouthLink Scotland team for organising this event and bringing together a group of people who are doing great work with young people and helping them overcome barriers to improve their lives. Scotland is a modern, inclusive nation which respects, protects and fulfils internationally recognised human rights. Human rights are universal and we are committed to working with the whole of Scottish society, including young people, to deliver a shared vision for a Scotland where everyone can live a life of human dignity. To support this, the Human Rights Bill will give effect to a wide range of internationally recognised human rights as far as possible within devolved competence, belonging to everyone in Scotland. It will ensure the human rights of every member of Scottish society, including our children and young people, are protected. The Scottish Government is committed to Scotland being the best place in the world for a child to grow up. The national outcome for children and young people is that children grow up loved, safe and respected, so that they reach their full potential. A central part of our vision is the recognition of, respect for and promotion of children's human rights. These include rights to be treated fairly, to be heard and to be as healthy as possible. That is why in March 2021 the Scottish Parliament unanimously passed the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child Incorporation Scotland Bill. This landmark legislation aimed to incorporate into Scots law as much of the Convention as possible within the Scottish Parliament's powers. The intent behind the bill is to deliver a proactive culture of everyday accountability for children's rights across public services in Scotland. It would require all Scotland public authorities to take proactive steps to ensure the protection of children's rights in their decision making and service delivery, and make it unlawful for public authorities, including the Scottish Government, to act incompatibly with the UNCRC requirements as set out in the bill. Children and young people and their representatives would have a new ability to use the courts to enforce their rights. The Supreme Court judgment, which found some of the provisions to be out with the lawmaking powers of the Scottish Parliament, has required us to pause and think again. On the 24th of May, the Deputy First Minister therefore set out in Parliament how we intend to amend the bill to address the judgment and to bring the reconsidered bill back to Parliament and secure royal assent, ideally before the end of the year. I am delighted that this landmark piece of legislation is progressing. However, work to further realise the rights of children and to embed their rights across public services has not waited on the bill reintroduction. In November 2020, the Scottish Government published a 3-year action plan on progressing the human rights of children and wrote to public authorities setting out how we will continue to work together to make children's rights real in Scotland. The UNCRC implementation programme also provides a contribution to the core funding of the Children's Parliament and the Scottish Youth Parliament. These organisations support children and young people to be human rights defenders through a variety of partnerships with the Scottish Government and other public authorities. Both organisations support children and young people to identify key issues of concern and take them to the First Minister, her Cabinet and the executive team of the Scottish Government on an annual basis. These meetings have taken place since 2017 and have enabled children and young people to raise issues that matter to them and to inform the Scottish Government's agenda over the coming year. Youth Work Strategy, as you will know, this Government is taking forward work to develop a new Youth Work Strategy. This will aim to improve outcomes for young people through a stronger, better connected system that offers opportunity to promote equality. equity, and it's inclusive of the needs of all young people. Our vision is for every young person to realise their full potential regardless of their background and circumstances. Together, we can deliver this collectively to provide the best for every young person in Scotland. This new youth work strategy comes at an opportune time to enable youth workers to implement the UNCRC, which will have a significant and long-lasting impact on rights of children and young people in Scotland. Finally, let me thank you all once again for inviting me to speak to you this morning. It's always a pleasure to connect with you, and I hope you have an interesting and very inspiring day. Thank you.